Some people are saying Star Trek Picard Season 3 is really no better than the first two seasons, and it's just one big, massive nostalgia fest. Do they, or do they not, have a point? Welcome to Sci-Trek, your sci-fi TV and movie channel. So I've seen a couple of news reports going around. One was on space.com, one was on Yahoo News, basically saying that Picard Season 3 has just been one big nostalgia fest. That it's really just been one long what's in the box formula, and that really it's no different from the first two seasons. The first two seasons that most Trekkies, I think is fair to say, had problems with. Some, like me, absolutely hated.
I'm really sorry, fellas. I love you. I do.
But is Picard Season 3 any different? Well, to be fair, I'm going to say that, look, it has been formulaic. Picard Season 3 has been predictable even. When the doors opened and we saw the Enterprise D, I was excited. I giggled like a little child, but I was not surprised. If you actually watch our live video from Wednesday, literally the day before Episode 9 aired, we basically predicted exactly what was going to happen in this episode. But the point is that even if something is formulaic, even if something is a little bit predictable, if done well, it can still be brilliant. And the difference between seasons 1 and 2 of Picard and season 3 is that season 3 has been done well. Now, I've had some problems with season 3. I have not really liked Beverly Crusher's character in this series. I think her keeping her son away from Picard was cruel. I think she jumps out and says random things like that the changelings have evolved and then the Borg have evolved. And I'm just like, no, evolution is a natural process. Evolution is not a technological process. What happened to the changelings was technological. The Borg don't evolve at all. They assimilate. That's the point of the Borg. So when she says things like that, it irritates me slightly. The Titan has irritated me slightly. When you refit a starship, you don't completely rebuild the damn thing. You just update the technology. So look, there's been nitpicky little things, is my point, about Star Trek Picard Season 3 that have irritated me when I've watched it. It generally feels like they have to make one mistake an episode. But anyway, the point, though, is that I've completely ignored those errors. I've completely ignored that, okay, at times it's been a bit predictable because it's been done very, very well. None of the mistakes are more than fleetingly irritating. None of the predictability is to the point of being boring. To be honest, I am a big proponent of TV shows stripping back and being simple. I really don't like it when TV shows, and this was a problem with season 1 or 2 of Picard, that when they try to be too clever. To be honest, I think simple is better. Maybe that's because I'm a simple boy, but generally speaking, if you have a good story, you tell it well, and you keep it simple so that it makes sense, you're going to have a winner. When you try to do something clever for the sake of being clever, or you try and actually have twists and turns so that you cannot predict what's going to happen, but you cannot also make any bloody sense of it, then you're not going to have a good show. It's not going to make sense, and it's just going to be either irritating or boring or both. Now, Picard Season 1 started well. It ended badly, and everything in between was a blurry mess. Picard Season 2, the first episode was great. The second episode, other than the entire Borg bit, was actually not too bad either. But it should have been like 4 episodes at most. It didn't have enough story to fill up 10 episodes. So in the middle, it wandered. It also had massive bits that made no sense because it was trying to be clever. And what about this point about it being just a nostalgia fest?
Engage!
just us fans going crazy because we got to see the Enterprise D and we got to see Geordi and we got to see Worf. There's nothing wrong with that, again, if it's done well. Now, a lot of the time in shows, we will see that when the show is struggling for new ideas, they might bring back an old character, or they might bring back something for us to all go, oh, look, I remember him, I remember him. Now, shows do that a lot out of desperation. Picard season 3 might have been done out of desperation, simply because Picard season 1 and 2 were so bloody bad. But even if it was done initially because of that, the difference between this and shows that have done that in the past is that Picard season 3 was done well. And that's the point. It doesn't matter if you do these things. It doesn't matter if you have the most original idea on the planet if you then don't do it well. Picard season 3 simply succeeded because it has been done with the fans in mind. It makes sense. It's been exciting. There's been good writing. There's been good story. There's been a few twists and turns. And yes, they've thrown in the nostalgia. This is the final generation, the last voyages of this crew. So, yeah, we wanted to see the Enterprise F. We'd have liked to have seen the Enterprise E. Thanks, Worf. But we really needed to see the D. Now, in the live video, I said that, look, this is going to happen. We know it's going to happen. But it's going to be cheesy. And it was. It was cheesy. But it was cheesy done well. It was camembert cheesy. I like camembert. Picard season 3 has been a massive hit because it has reminded us of the show we once loved. It's kind of also why Lower Decks works so well for me. Yes, it's been a bit of a nostalgia fest, but it's been done just this side of cheesy. Yes, it's been a bit predictable, but it's been predictable, but still interesting. The beautiful thing about this show is that it has very clearly been done by a fan of Star Trek for Star Trek fans, and I can only appreciate that. If it wasn't nostalgic, what would the point of the show have been? This is a goodbye to this crew. If they didn't end up on the D, that would have been a crime. They needed to do this so we could see them make their final voyage, and so we could see the next generation take its final bow. Picard season 1 and 2, massively disappointing. Picard season 3 has been everything every Trekkie has ever wanted. But guys, get into the comments, tell me what you think. Is Star Trek Picard season 3 a nostalgia fest, but in a good way? Is it a bit predictable, but not boring? Is it all the things that I've said? Get in the comments and tell me exactly what you think. If you are new to the channel, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. It really helps us out and you'll never miss any of our new videos. Also, you can go over to patreon.com/SciTrek, where most of our new videos appear first. And for a small contribution each month that really helps the channel out, you get to see it first and without the adverts. As always, please stay safe and I'll see you next time.